Hello and welcome. This is All 24 News, special series of interviews coming to you on the sidelines of the African Startup Conference held here in the International Conference Center in Algiers. Today we have the honor and privilege to receive Sylvain Bosamba, a founder and digital skills builder from Central Africa, from Gabon specifically. Welcome, sir, and it's nice to have you.
Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here and to discuss with you.
As a start, what is it that you do and that matters to startups in Africa?
I think it's difficult to define exactly what I'm doing because I'm doing many things. But I try to put it in three areas. I'm an engaged entrepreneur. I'm focusing on education as the second part, and I'm engaged innovator. Mm-hmm. This is the three main areas where I conduct all my activities.
Mm-hmm. So, according to what you have seen as we are approaching the end of this conference, how do you assess this kind of conferences, and how do you think they promote startups? Maybe they put them. They give them the value they need.
It's not about startup. For me, it's about changing the future of Africa. And we need to gather all the stakeholders who has the capacity to change our future. You have startups, you have investors, you have experts, you have talents, you have leaders, and you have governments as well. All those people need to talk together to see what will be the direction that we should give together to expect to see a growth in Africa in the next 10, 20 years.
Bosamba, Algeria is hosting the African Startup Conference and also at the same time is pushing for industrialization, for mining tech reforms. So, according to your experience, what are the steps that Africa in general and Algeria in specific should take or should be taken in order to not to make this conference only talk, but to put startups in real life and engaged in the real work?
When we used to talk together, we noticed that the issue is not about potential, the issue is not about money, it's not about the will, it's about the psychological part of each of us. Mm-hmm. Sometimes maybe it's a question of confidence, maybe it's a question in confidence in ourselves and in the community. We should address this part because Africa has everything to grow. And when we are in this type of conference, when you listen, all the different leaders came here to show us what they are doing, you see there is a kind of lead. A kind of lead they have the difficulty to overcome. Why? Because sometimes in local, we are not aligned with the target we want to follow. And when we will be aligned, government, startups, investors, and all the stakeholders, you will see a big difference in the impact that we'll have on the market.
Indeed, so working hand in hand is maybe the key player in making Africa a continent that grows fast, especially with the fast pace the world is going with. So you run coding schools, hubs. According to your experience, do you think there are enough programmers, maybe developers in Africa?
Yes, it depends on the region. If you are in Maghreb, you will see a large community of developers and IT specialists or digital specialists, whatever in ideation group, technical group, or sales and marketing and communication group. We have plenty specialists in this region. You have more and more specialists in West Africa, and in Central Africa, it's growing progressively, but not at the same level than West Africa or Maghreb. But anyhow, you will see that this is not really the issue. The issue is the financing model. We need to finance startups that create solutions, of course, but we need to finance hubs. We need to finance programs in hubs, because program in hubs can go to create more talent, for example, as I'm doing in my coding school. I receive funding from impact investors. Funding can go to entrepreneurship program to have more startups that solve issue on the ground, and fundings can come from private sector also to support their own growth on the digital economy. So I think what we should do is to make sure that everything is in place in terms of ecosystem, to make sure that what we would like to see in terms of vision is gathered, to make sure we are following the right path and we evaluating progressively. Sometimes when we are in this type of conference is as well to see the progress, to evaluate the progress and rectify when there is a deviation, and continue and encourage to go through the good direction if you are aligned. I think the region is determining the type of support that we need. Is it a question of talent? Is it a question of startups? Is it a question of hubs and programs? What kind of support do we need? And this type of conference is a good opportunity to meet people who has done great things in their region, in their country, and see how we could collaborate and see how we can push in a new direction what we are doing locally in the different countries.
So just to rephrase that, it's all about knowing where we are and what we want and how to do that.
Exactly.
So local content is a big theme here in this conference. But how do you think training can become real jobs, not only diplomas? Because we had experiences in Africa, we had experiences in training, in educating, in making people learn about tech, about startups, about whatever it is. But at the end of the day, we end up not having real jobs. So what do you think Africa should do to make this training as a step towards a real job?
This is what I'm doing in Gabon. You see, in Gabon, we are a new direction, a new vision, impulsed by the new president. And in the new vision, there is a big part for youth, where he wants to support the youth with different type of programs. But what we have done so far, and when we evaluating what we have done, for example, we have trained 1,000 youth in our organization, and 89% find a job. What we have done differently from others to have this kind of figures. First, we have decided to go directly to the SMBs. SMBs, traditionally, they're evolving in the traditional economy. They have different point of sales, whatever is an insurance company, bank, and so on. But they don't know exactly what could be done in the digital economy, in the new territory called internet. In this territory, can we have customers? Can we sell them products or services? Are they able to pay? The response is yes. But how to put in place a kind of platform where in an insurance company, she can move progressively from traditional economy to digital economy. And I put all my students in terms of group of people that I have put in the company, let's say between 10 and 20, in a kind of temporarily startup model in the SMBs, and they start building platforms. And 6 months later, or 1 year later, the company start to doing business in internet, to sell insurance in internet, to sell product for a company, financial product in internet.
Opening a new gate for new gains.
And then they have recruited my student. 60% of my students find a job in this kind of hub in SMBs.
This is very thorough indeed. So if you could add one more item to the African Startup Conference agenda in plain language, what would it be?
In fact, we have a layer that could be more powerful, is the layer of leadership. Leadership is more about human, is more about people, is more about their pain, is more about their difficulties, to understand them. It's a question of empathy. And when we have this empathy thing on top of everything, we are able behind to find finance, to find talent, to find program to support the creation of solution. And we have the support of government, because when you see the world, the needs of population is growing faster and higher than the capacity of this economy to create wealth. So there is a gap. Startup can fill the gap, but they need support of government. They need
policymakers
support
in general,
investors.
and investors, yeah.
But not only business investor, impact investor, because at the beginning there is nothing about profitability. It's just the beginning. And this is...
Maybe knowledge is the profit sometimes.
Yeah, knowledge is the profit, and you have to invest passion capital. Passion capital is about to be patient on 10 years, on 20 years, because we need to follow the progress of all the people we are nurturing progressively along the way.
Thank you so much, Silver Busamba, for your deep and thorough analyses and information that you have been sharing with us. We have reached the end of our program. Thank you again for agreeing to be with us. Dear viewers, thank you for watching. Stay tuned with the rest of the programs on All 24 News. You have been with me, Usama Ayadin, on this special series of interviews coming to you on the sidelines of the African Startup Conference here from Algiers. Till next time, please take care.